It's the end of the month, and it's time for me to count down the best metal albums of November 2023. There are a lot of albums on this list I didn't have a chance to do full reviews for, so if you have been watching my channel, you might discover some new metal albums I haven't talked about before. All these albums came out in the first 3 weeks of the month. I listened to a few albums this weekend, but there wasn't anything I wanted to put on the list. I'm going to try to go through these briefly so this video is not too long. So let me get right into it. Coming in at number 10 is Gama with Bats. This is a thrash band from Ireland. They're part of the new wave of thrash metal that came out in the early 2000s. They've been active since 2002. Also kind of a comedy band. Their lyrics are about pop culture and movies and stuff like that. The lyrics are very tongue-in-cheek. They have released 8 full-length albums. I reviewed the last album called Sea Savage in 2020. I did not have time to do a full review for this one. I thought it was just okay. This was one of those bands that I never really connected with, but I think it's good enough to make this list. They play thrash metal. The sound is leaning towards crossover thrash. They can be compared to like Municipal Waste, or I even thought they sound like Anthrax a little bit. They have some cool songs. We have Egyptron. It's like lyrics describing ancient Egypt, but with modern technology or something like that. Living Dead in Beverly Hills, a zombie outbreak in Beverly Hills, or something like that. And these songs are just fun and humorous. They have 2 vocalists, a fast-paced sound. Probably should have done a full review because the lyrics are fun to talk about. Anyway, I have it ranked here at number 10. And number 9 is Suffocation Hymns from the Apocrypha. I did a full review of this one, so I don't need to go into too much depth with this. They are the pioneers of the slam death metal genre. It's similar to bands like Dying Fetus. They also released an album not too long ago. The album is solid. If you're a fan of the band, I think you would like it. Not for the casual metal fan. It's very extreme music with harsh vocals, lots of tempo changes, heavy guitar riffs. I like the title track, starts off the album. Dim Veil of Obscurity is a great song. Has some cool neoclassical guitar riffs and deep guttural vocals. Pretty much all the songs are good on this album. The band is not trying to reinvent the wheel or do anything different. If you listen to the previous albums, you kind of know what you're going to get. So definitely worth a mention, and coming in at number 9. Coming in at number 8 is Halvar with State of the Nation. They're from South Africa. They formed in 2017. They play like thrash metal, with leaning towards death metal. Band's kind of cool. You can probably tell by the album name, their lyrics are very political. They sound like an old school death or thrash metal band. From the sound of it, I think they play in standard tuning. The vocals reminding me of Exodus. The production is a little raw. Does not really affect the sound quality for this type of music. Are a few good songs. One Foot in the Grave. It's a fast-paced thrasher. Lots of speed and aggression. Money Conquers All has some heavy chugging guitar riffs. They reminded me of those old Bay Area thrash bands. Some songs have more of a hardcore punk rock sound, like Judgment Exempt. Born in the Gutter was good. And pretty much lots of chugging. Overall, really good album. At number 7 is Xoth with Exogalactic. The band that falls under a lot of labels. The Metal Archives website has them as technical death / black / thrash metal. My first impression of this band is that they sounded like Vector. It's also because they write songs with like these science fiction lyrics and some dark metaphysical stuff. For example, the lyrics to the opening track, Reptilian Bloodsport, kind of goes like this. It says, captured by reptilian swarm, taken to theater to perform. Just like that song title and lyric just paints a picture of like what this is going to be about. So the music is not easy to digest. It may take a few listens to get into. It's very complex. It's technical. It's heavy, progressive. The vocals are very harsh. Second track, Manuscripts of Madness, sounded a little more like melodic to me, but had lots of complex changes going on. I would say it's just lots of fast paced. If you like extreme forms of metal, it's probably for you. It's not really easy listening music, but the kind of album you got to listen to a few times to kind of get into it, or listen to it with headphones. You can kind of like detect all the different intricacies that are going on. So overall, pretty good. Coming in at number 6 is Angra with Cycles of Pain. This is another album I did not get a chance to review. They are a Brazilian progressive power metal band, I guess similar to the band Theocracy, which I covered last month, but I should actually say Theocracy was influenced by them because they've been around for over 30 years and have released 10 albums over the years. Thought it was pretty good. It felt a little long, but it's probably due to the epic nature of the album. First track, after the intro track, Ride the Storm, had a big and epic sound. Lots of guitar riffs, rapid-fire drumming. It's like traditional power metal, but with more of the epicness turned up a notch. There's a 2-part song called Tide of Changes, 1 and 2, and I keep using the word, but it's epic. That's the only word I can think of when describing this band. It's a little progressive as well. There's like some progressive rock, time signature changes, and it's similar to like Dream Theater at times as well. So basically there's a lot going on, so I have that one right here. Coming in at number 5 is Diviner with Avaton. This band is from Greece. They've been around since 2011. They are a Christian heavy metal band. The lyrics are more deep and introspective. It's another album I didn't get a chance to review this month, but it was very good. The first track is an intro instrumental, but then the second track is the main song called Mountains High. This is where you get a taste of the band, what it's all about. So the band is labeled as heavy metal. I think the sound is leaning towards power metal a little bit. Lots of heavy guitar riffs and vocals, very powerful and melodic. Some songs get heavy. For example, track number 4, Cyber War, somewhere between, it falls between like Metallica and Dokken. That's how I can describe this band. So its band is pretty good. So I think you should definitely give them a chance. Check them out. They don't really get a lot of attention. Next is Til Lindeman with Zunge at number 4. I'm actually surprised it didn't get a lot of attention, considering it's the frontman from one of the biggest German metal bands around, Rammstein. I guess there will always be comparisons to this band. The music is in German, sounds very heavy and electronic, and from what I understand, like Til Lindeman created a side project called Linderman in 2015, and they released 2 albums, but this is actually not the 3rd Linderman album, it's the first Til Lindeman solo album, so if that makes any sense. A lot of it sounds like Rammstein, but it goes in like a little more experimental, so they're really like not constrained by the Rammstein sound, so he's doing some different stuff. There's some like atmospheric stuff, there's more technical stuff, there's more electronic stuff, some stuff sounds like 90s industrial, some is it. If it's more like epic sounding, other ones sound more like a typical like Rammstein song. Pretty cool songs. One song, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, Tanzlerin. This one has Til Lindeman singing with acoustic guitars with like an almost like flamenco sound. So I thought that was pretty cool. Definitely worth a listen. I have it at number 4, so I definitely liked it. And number 3 is Helmet with Left. This one I don't really need to talk much about. I did a ranking, I did a full video, and so this is like the 3rd time I'm talking about it, so I don't got to go into much detail about it, but I like it. It's definitely worth a mention. It's a step up from Dead to the World. I like the singles, Holiday, Gun Fluff, and pretty much everything. It's a short album, 30 minutes long. It's really good length for this type of band. So that's all I'm going to say about this. So let me move on to number 2. Coming in at number 2 is Green Lung with This Heathen Land. They're listed as stoner rock or doom metal. I don't think they sound like that. They sound more like 70s rock. And the band that I can compare the most is Ghost. They sound a lot like, especially the vocals, they sound a lot like Ghost, like a Papa Emeritus type of sound. They're from London, signed to Nuclear Blast. They're newer in the scene. They've only been around since 2017, and it's their third album. It's really good. I didn't get a chance to do a full review. I probably should have, because I enjoyed this album a lot. That's why I have it up very high. So we have some good songs. The Forest Church. This one has some like Black Sabbath style guitar riffs. And then we have Maxine Witch Queen. That was the little clip I just played. Another one that reminded me of Square Hammer by Ghost. It's really cool. I keep making the Ghost comparisons because there's really no other band that sounds like this. But I really enjoyed this. And I have it up high. It's at number 2. My number 1 is Sadas with The Shadow Inside. They're a thrash band. They were around in the mid-'80s, but then they took a really long break. So it's a comeback album. It's been, I think, 17 years since their last album. I gave this album a lot of praise when I did my full review, and I still stand by it. I've been listening to it since it was released. It's a solid, old-school thrash metal album. Similar to those old Bay Area bands, but it's a little darker and leaning a little towards death metal. So one of the first bands to blend thrash and death. The sound production's really good. I really like that a lot. Some people say they like the front half of the album. I think I like the second half a little better. I think they brought in a little bit more of those clean guitars and some interludes. I like that, but it's a solid album, and it's great, and that's why I have it ranked at number 1. That is all. Let me know in the comments what you think. Check out last month's video right there. Best of October 2023. And please like this video. It helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I do rock and metal reviews, rankings, and more. And please leave a comment. I'll see you in the next one.